everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. As you can see, we have here the La Crème Main, the hand cream rich texture or texture riche, pronunciation of the French, leave it to the French, I say. Anyway, we also have the regular release hand cream. This one came out a couple of years ago. This one has been released just a couple of weeks ago, or maybe months ago, depending on which country you're in. I got this one traveling, duty-free. So we are going to unbox it and we're going to make a comparison video. How about that? Oh wait. Between the two. Does Chanel deliver in terms of rich texture? Instructions for use. How to open the little pebble and how to squish the cream onto the hand. Thank you, Chanel, for letting us know how to use this product, because otherwise we would not figure it out ourselves. Okay. Now, the first thing I notice, and I'm not liking it, and I'm not sure if the camera is showing, but the difference in color between the lid and the actual container. This one has a slight green-blue hue, and this is more white. Same thing. And I'm having like really extreme light conditions here because these are very strong spotlights, so I can definitely see the texture and the hues of colors much better than you could see them in regular daylight. So even the older cream, the first release hand cream, has that difference in color between the lid and the container. This is not the case with the Chanel No. 5 L'Eau hand cream package or container, but that's because it's a mattified plastic. These are glossy plastics. However, the mattified version of Chanel No. 5 L'Eau, the inscriptions and then the text kind of chips off with use, so that's kind of a downside to that product. But so Chanel should definitely match these colors, but let's talk about what's inside of these creams. So on this hand, we're going to put the regular. This one has been used quite a bit, so it's a bit dirty. It's another downside to having these creams. They get kind of quite dirty here in this area, so you gotta always clean them up. All right, so the regular cream, put it on this hand here and also there. Let's see how that works. And I don't have too much of it. I'm all slippery. Great. This is going great, Dacob. Okay, let's open the rich texture cream and put it here. Okay, it's already kind of more difficult to press out. It feels less watery than the first one. You know, they're both quite liquid. The regular hand cream, as I am rubbing it into the hand, it does have a fluid texture that with time does become more compact on the skin, while the rich texture kind of feels the same to me at first. Well, let me keep massaging it into the skin and wait a little for the skin to absorb it, for all the pores to absorb the cream, and see how both of them react in different ways. I mean, while you're massaging your hands and basically rubbing in the cream, you are stimulating the circulation of the blood in the hands as well, so that does change slightly the color of the hands. I mean, my hands were kind of reddish, now they're turning a bit more pale because I'm massaging them. So, and I am filming downwards, which means that of course the blood then goes into the veins. That's why the veins are more protruding. So if we were to lift the arms, the veins would not show as much. These are all tricks of the trade when you're filming, but okay. So honestly, I don't really feel a difference between the two. Smell-wise, it's the exact same smell as well, at least to my nose. And, let me see. The smell is the same. And the speed in which my skin is kind of absorbing the cream, it doesn't feel like it's absorbing one texture quicker than the other texture. So the regular release, it's still kind of oily on my skin. I still feel it. It's still not really absorbed. And then the rich texture, maybe it's a bit drier already. Like, it does feel a little bit like kind of it's harder to go, you know, to press one hand on top of the other. And yeah, that's kind of the first difference I'm feeling. On the regular cream, if I just glide over my hand with the other hand, it kind of feels more slippery, not slippery, but just softer. And then the rich texture, the riche, does feel a little bit more tight. It's also fine that the arm glides over it, but it does feel like a little bit more compact. And it does feel like it's creating a film, like a coating on top of the skin, more so than the regular release. And on the palms of my hands, the rich texture is a bit more, it feels like it created more of a barrier than the light texture, but the light texture feels more humid. It feels like I'm calling it light texture, but it's just the regular hand cream. It feels like it's hydrating more. It feels like this one hydrates more, and the rich texture kind of hydrates less, feels more waxy in a way. But quite frankly, I'm gonna have to like test them out a bit more in order to understand just how much each one of them performs in terms of longevity. How long, you know, do they really stay on the arms, on the hands, and how often one would need to reapply. Right now we're in autumn. As I'm filming, it is October 2018. You know, the weather can be quite humid if it's raining outside. It can also be quite windy in some parts of the world. So I would hope that the rich texture would perform better under wind and, you know, more complicated environments such as wind. That it would kind of not let the wind dry out the skin as quick as people have told me that the regular texture hand cream does. But quite frankly, it also, a lot of it depends on how your own skin is and how your own resistance to, well, not really resistance, like how quick does your skin absorb? A, humidity, water. B, oils or essential oils. Or C, any sort of chemical component that might be, you know, inside of one of these creams. So I think the quicker your skin is at absorbing, or the drier your skin is, and of course the more you're going to have to reapply. I mean, that's a no-brainer. That doesn't really depend on the quality of the cream itself, but also depends a lot on your skin. My skin is relatively like hydrated usually on its own. I don't really have very dry skin, so I don't need much cream, and I'm already very hydrated. But kind of both of them feel oily on my skin right now, you know, and both of them feel like they're hydrating me the same exact way. Maybe, just maybe, there's a bit more of a waxy touch that I'm feeling right now of the rich texture cream as opposed to the regular one. So there you have it, guys. Those are my impressions. That's the comparison between the two. Price-wise, I think they're almost the same in price, depending, you know, price. They only have these recommended retail prices. I got this one in duty-free, so I got it for cheaper anyway. The perfume is the same. The fragrance inside these creams is the same. So it all depends, really, how you feel more comfortable thinking that you're applying something that's called rich texture, really, or if you just feel more comfortable with the regular cream, it to me doesn't make a huge difference, quite frankly. So that's, I don't know. To me, if Chanel wanted to do a rich texture cream, they maybe should have stepped it up a little bit more, and maybe they should have done something that is so much more visibly stronger in terms of even how it is to apply it and how it is to kind of, you know, rub it and smudge it into the skin. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already but wish to, please consider subscribing to my channel here on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Cream yourselves, don't let the wind damage your skin, and never give up on love. Love y'all, see you soon, take care, bye.